Those black stains on your driveway are not dirt. I want you to know that before anything else, because it changes what you do about them. Go outside right now, or after this video, and run your finger across one of the dark patches. If it feels slick, slightly slimy, almost greasy even though nobody parked there, that is not road grime. That is a living colony of algae, and in some cases cyanobacteria, that has rooted itself into the pores of your concrete. It eats moisture, it eats the mineral content of the slab itself, and it has been growing there since the last time that patch stayed damp for more than a day or two. That is why it comes back. You pressure wash it, it looks perfect for 6 weeks, and then the same black pattern reappears in the same spots. You are removing the surface. You are not killing the organism. There is one product that does both, and it costs about $3 for enough to do an entire driveway. I am going to show you exactly how to mix it, exactly how long to leave it, and the one mistake that wastes the whole application. But there is a second stain on most driveways that this product cannot touch, and that is oil. Oil is a completely different problem with a completely different fix, and if you use the same method on both, you will waste an afternoon and still have the stain. I will show you both, in order, and I will tell you clearly which is which, because mixing these up is how people spend a weekend on something that was never going to work. Let me start with what is actually on your concrete, because once you know this, you will understand why some things work and most things do not. Concrete is porous. It looks solid, but under a microscope, the surface is full of tiny open channels, like a sponge with very small holes. Water sits in those channels. Organic spores land on the surface constantly, from wind, from rain, from foot traffic, and when they find a pore that holds moisture and gets shade for part of the day, they establish. The black is usually a mix of algae, mildew, and in shaded areas actual moss precursors. The green that shows up in the cracks is the same family, just at a different stage. And the dark streaks that run from the edge of the garage door down toward the street are almost always cyanobacteria following the path where water drains. Now here is the part that matters. A pressure washer does a beautiful job of removing the top layer. It blasts the visible growth off the surface, and the driveway looks new. What it does not do is reach down into those pores where the root structure is still alive. Within a few weeks, the colony regenerates from what is left, and the stain is back. And a pressure washer at high pressure does something else that most people do not realize. It opens up the concrete surface. Every pass at high pressure erodes a tiny amount of the top layer, which is the densest and most resistant part of the slab. Over years of annual pressure washing, you are making the surface more porous, which means more places for water to sit, which means faster regrowth. You are making the problem worse while believing you are fixing it. If you do use a pressure washer at any point in this process, there are numbers that matter. Stay at or below 3000 psi. Use a 25-degree nozzle, which is the green one, and hold it at least 12 inches from the surface. A 0-degree red tip will etch concrete in a single pass. And if you want the single biggest upgrade for driveway work, buy a surface cleaner attachment. It is a round housing with spinning jets underneath that covers a wide swath at a constant height, about $100, and it eliminates the tiger striping that a handheld wand always leaves. So the sequence is backwards for most people. They pressure wash first, then maybe apply a product. The correct order is product first, then a gentle rinse. The chemical does the killing. The water does the removal, not the other way around. The product is sodium percarbonate. You will find it sold as oxygen bleach or under brand names, but the active ingredient is the same. It is a white powder. When you dissolve it in warm water, it breaks down into hydrogen peroxide and washing soda. The peroxide is what kills the organic growth. The soda is what lifts the stain. Here is exactly how to use it. 1 cup of powder into 1 gallon of warm water. Not hot, not cold. Warm, because heat activates the breakdown faster and you want that peroxide releasing while the solution is on the surface, not after it has dried. Stir it until it dissolves. Pour it across the stained area or apply it with a garden sprayer set to a coarse stream. You want the surface wet, not flooded. A pump sprayer works. A watering can works. Whatever gets an even coat without creating a river that runs off the edge before it can sit. Then you walk away for 15 to 20 minutes. This is the part people skip, and it is the entire method. The peroxide needs time to penetrate those pores and reach the root structure. If you scrub immediately, you are removing the solution before it finishes working. If you let it dry, the reaction stops. You need it wet and sitting for a quarter of an hour. After 15 to 20 minutes, come back with a stiff bristle push broom and scrub. You will see the black lifting. Then rinse with a garden hose, or if you have a pressure washer, use it at low pressure with a wide nozzle. You are rinsing, not cutting. A 25-degree tip at moderate distance is plenty. 2 things to know about safety, and neither one is optional. Oxygen bleach is far gentler than chlorine bleach. It will not kill your grass or your plants in the way that a chlorine bleach spill will, but it is not harmless. Wet the plants and grass along the edges of your driveway before you apply, and rinse them again after. That dilutes any runoff before it can sit on a leaf long enough to cause burn. Do this and you will have no damage. Skip it and you might see browning along the border. And wear gloves. The solution is alkaline, and it will dry out and crack your skin if you work with it bare-handed for any length of time. Dollar store rubber gloves are fine. Now, for most driveways, 1 pass does the job. If you have heavy black buildup that has been there for years, you may need a second application a week later. The first pass kills the bulk of it and opens up the pores. The second pass reaches what was deeper, and here is the honest part, because I would rather you trust me than come back angry. This does not prevent regrowth forever. Nothing does, short of sealing the concrete, which is its own job and its own video. What it does is kill the current colony and set the clock back. On a typical driveway, you are looking at 6 to 12 months before you see it returning, depending on how much shade and moisture that section gets. Once a year, 1 cup in a gallon, 20 minutes. That is the maintenance. Before I get to oil, one thing. Everything in this video I had to work out from extension bulletins and product data sheets, because the advice on driveway cleaning online is genuinely dangerous in places. People recommending muriatic acid on colored concrete, bleach at full strength next to a garden bed, pressure at 4,000 psi on a 20-year-old slab. I keep the whole property calendar in one place at backyardverdict.com, including which month this application works best and what to pair it with. There is a code on screen if that is easier. That is the only time I will bring it up. Now, oil. Oil is a completely different animal, and I want to be upfront about why. Organic stains sit on and just below the surface. Oxygen bleach reaches them because they are shallow. An oil stain on concrete has been wicked down into those same pores by gravity and capillary action, sometimes an inch or more deep. A surface application of anything, bleach, degreaser, soap, is working on the top of a stain whose body is below. That is why most oil stain products disappoint. They clean the surface layer, and the stain looks lighter for a few days. Then the oil sitting deeperly migrates back up and the dark spot returns. So the method for oil is not a surface wash. It is a poultice. You are pulling the oil up and out of the concrete instead of trying to dissolve it from the top down. Here is how it works. First, apply a concrete degreaser to the stain. A sodium hydroxide-based degreaser is what the professionals use, but a strong dish soap or a commercial concrete degreaser from any hardware store works for a homeowner. Squirt it on, scrub it in with a stiff brush, and let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes. The degreaser breaks the bond between the oil and the concrete pore walls. Then, while the surface is still wet with degreaser, Cover the entire stain with a thick layer of an absorbent material. Cheap clay cat litter is the classic. Diatomaceous earth works better if you have it. Spread it about half an inch deep, press it down lightly with your foot, and leave it. This is where patience matters more than product. Leave it for 24 hours. The absorbent material draws the loosened oil upward out of the concrete and traps it. You are using capillary action in reverse. After 24 hours, sweep it up. The litter or powder will be visibly discolored with the oil it pulled out. Then rinse the area. Here is the honest expectation. A fresh oil stain, meaning weeks to a few months old, will often come up completely in 1 or 2 rounds of this. An old stain that has been there for years will lighten significantly, but may not disappear entirely. Each round pulls more oil out, and 3 or 4 rounds spaced a few days apart will get most stains to the point where they are no longer obvious. Some people will tell you to pour cola or brake cleaner or paint thinner on oil stains. Cola is a mild phosphoric acid, and it does almost nothing to oil in concrete. Brake cleaner and paint thinner evaporate too fast to penetrate. They are flammable, and they are not safe to pour on the ground, where rain carries the runoff into a storm drain. The poultice method Iser, and it is the one that actually works. One more thing that almost nobody does, and it prevents most of this from ever starting. Seal the concrete. A penetrating concrete sealer fills those surface pores that both the algae and the oil depend on. It does not change the look of the driveway. It does not make it glossy or slippery. It soaks in, reacts with the minerals in the slab, and closes the top layer of pores. On a sealed driveway, water beads instead of soaking in. Algae cannot establish because there is nowhere to root. Oil sits on the surface where you can wipe it up instead of wicking in, and the slab itself lasts longer because freeze and thaw cycles cannot get water into those pores to crack them from inside. A 5-gallon pail of penetrating sealer covers about 1,000 square feet and runs between $40 and $70. You apply it with a garden sprayer on a dry day when the concrete has had at least 24 hours without rain. 2 thin coats, 15 minutes apart, and then stay off it for a day. It lasts 3 to 5 years depending on traffic and climate. There are 2 types, and they are not the same. A penetrating sealer soaks into the concrete and reacts chemically. It does not change the look of the surface. A topical sealer sits on top and creates a film, and that film can get slippery when wet, which on a driveway in winter is a liability, not a feature. For a driveway, you want penetrating. Look for the words silane, siloxane, or silicate on the label. If I could go back and do one thing to every concrete surface I have ever maintained, it would be this, before any stain ever landed on it. So here is the whole thing. This weekend, mix 1 cup of oxygen bleach into 1 gallon of warm water. Wet the grass along the edges first. Apply the solution across the driveway. Let it sit 15 to 20 minutes without drying. Scrub with a push broom, and rinse at low pressure or with a hose. For any oil stains, apply a degreaser. Scrub it in, cover with cat litter or diatomaceous earth 1/2 inch thick, and leave it for 24 hours. Sweep, rinse, and repeat if the stain is old. Then, once the driveway is clean and dry, seriously consider a penetrating sealer, because it turns a yearly job into something you barely think about. Total cost for the cleaning is about $3 to $5 in product and an hour of actual work. The sealer is $40 to $70 for a typical 2-car driveway. Compare either one to what a pressure washing service charges, and the math is not close. One last thing. Go down to the comments and tell me how old your driveway is and what is on it. Just the age and whether it is mostly black growth, oil, or both. I am asking because the method changes with the age of the concrete and nobody collects that information. Somebody with a driveway exactly like yours is going to read your comment before they start, and knowing what worked on a slab the same age is worth more than anything I can tell them from here.